country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
What's going on, America? Hey, let's get business out of the way first. First and foremost, let's take this opportunity to hit that like button. If you are pumped that we are back, we need every one of you to hit that like button, hit that follow button. If you are glad that we are back in the 9 a.m. slot, comment in the chat right now, yes, or I hate you in the chat, and let's blow it up and let's get things going. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody really quick because I got something I want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Alyssa in the building today. And of course, Mexican Tony is here.
I love your intro music.
And of course, everybody's favorite redneck hot seat Todd is here. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
Game one tonight, baby.
Game one's tonight.
Game one tonight.
All right. And of course, I'm Graham Allen, your host. All right, I got it on the end right there. I also forgot to turn the air off again. So, Tony, do you mind going and doing that? I would ask Alyssa, but then every camera would be unplugged. She's walking across.
It's true.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am not too big of a person to admit when I am wrong. When we first started looking at the data to bring this show everywhere, you guys warned me that 9 a.m. was our slot and don't mess with it. We got a good thing going on. And I was wrong and I did not listen to you. And so I apologize for that. And so we are back in our home slot of 9 a.m. where we belong. And this is my formal apology to you, the audience, for not listening to you. I hope that you can forgive me. I wish we still had the, Mr. Producer has some voicemails that you guys sent in about the shift. Here's one.
No, please, no, no.
Yep.
No!
Yep. There we go. No! And then, yep, very upset listener. And then here was another one that was very constructive.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Yeah, that was pretty much the consensus from everyone, including Rumble. Even Rumble reached out and they're like, are you sure you want to do this? And then I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't do it. But anyway, we're back, baby. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So again, please hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this video. This is your first time. Make sure to hit that follow button and be sure to share this far and wide. First and foremost, we got a lot of things to talk about today, but before we get into that, I need to remind you to please submit your super questions, your super chats, your badges on Instagram, your gifts, I guess they're called on Facebook, whatever it is. We try our best to stop at the 30-minute mark and at the end of the show. $5 or more, and we will answer any of your questions, and or you can shout out your business, give a birthday wish to friends, and all this other kind of stuff. You can tell me how dumb I was to shift from our 9 a.m. slot. You know, to today, I am open to all of it. So $5 or more. It is not obligated, but it is very much appreciated. It keeps us listening to you, which we did not do for 3 episodes. And now we're back, though, baby. So we're back where we belong. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Georgia Court of Appeals has postponed not a week, not 2 weeks, indefinitely the Fani Willis election fraud case in Georgia. If you are voting for Trump in 2024, comment Trump in the comment section and let's blow this thing up. I want to see this chat blow up like it hasn't in a long time. Let's shut down Rumble servers very quickly. The president's team watches this show, James and Taylor and all of you guys. We know that you watch it, so let's blow the chat up and get that going for President Trump. Also, Did Trump reveal his VP list yesterday?
God, I
it
hope
appears so, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm not excited about it if he did, but we're going to break it down and we're going to get into it. Let's see what else we got to talk about here. Oh, apparently Star Wars is now a part of the LGBTQ community. We're going to talk about that as well. And unfortunately, it's going to take a lot longer than you would think it should because everybody in the chat was highly invested in this topic yesterday, especially the nerd in chief at the bottom right corner here, Todd. Todd was very upset. And because of copyright issues, we can't play you all the evidence that Todd found that this is not true. But we got a lot of things to talk about.
But it's stored right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Stored in his mind, and he will be having none of it, mind you.
I will tell you exactly where to go and what movie to see.
Wow.
Like,
anyway,
no cap.
All right. We got a lot of things to talk about. And so to keep us from having a 3-hour episode, let's go ahead and get into our first sponsor of the day. And that is Backyard Butchers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk to you about what's going on with the bird flu. There's new bird flu developments. Okay. Mexico is reporting, we'll get into it here in a minute. Mexico is reporting the first human death for the bird flu. I'm telling you that this is going to affect the food supply, so you need to stock up on right here in America beef steak right now. See, there it is. We're going to talk about it a little later on in the show. This is not a pitch to get you to buy more stuff. This is reality of what they're actually doing. So you need to go to backyardbutchers.com/Graham right now. Don't buy China meat for the love of everything. After everything we've been through, stop buying China meat that's in the grocery stores. Buy right here in American Meat. They got the steakhouse, the farmhouse, the backyard. Code Graham saves you money. If you wait, it's too late. So go to backyardbutchers.com/Graham. That's backyardbutchers.com/Graham. Promo code Graham. All right, let's get into this thing. Okay, I want to go ahead and start. If you start seeing sweat, like that.
Like that?
Ew, why would you do that?
Because
Put your arms down.
because we forgot to turn the air conditioning.
You forgot.
No, we. There are more than just me in this office.
Not me,
here.
because
Todd's not physically
Or
here.
me.
I didn't even do a thumbs up. Why is that popping up? I didn't even do one.
my little mini splits are running wide open right now, so it's a nice little
Good for you,
65 in here.
All I'm saying is we collectively forgot to turn the air back on, and I walked up in here this morning and it was every bit of 80 degrees, and now we've got the suntan lights on and I'm already
I bet
sweating.
y'all
It's a
smell
wonderful.
nice.
It's brutal.
I think it's amazing. Not the
I
smell.
just said it's brutal.
But
It's
it feels
brutal.
good.
Beautiful.
I think that was all me, Grant, because you left earlier
That's
than
true.
I did yesterday.
Blame it
So
on the Mexican.
I will
think
take the blame
The
for that.
Mexican's blaming it on himself.
Yeah,
what are you
but
talking about?
he is literally looking right at me. He's like,
Look at the
he's
camera.
doing this. We
It's
forgot
okay.
to turn
No
on the
names.
AC.
No.
collectively.
I was doing it at Alyssa because Alyssa loves to be in the show, but not responsible for anything of the show. And she's
Correct.
the first one to be like, well, I didn't do anything. Anyway, all right, we got to talk about some stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 Cent
50 Cent.
was at the Capitol building yesterday. He was in the White House, which he was not. He was at the Capitol building.
It's fine, let it go.
But, you know,
50.
close enough. They're within a mile of each other, right? Like, you know, I mean, yeah, either way. So 50 Cent started posting some things. Now, granted, he posted pictures with a lot of people. Okay, but this is the question that I want to put to everybody out in the chat. This is what he posted with Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert was the only one who got Lauren Boebert, Colorado Republican, making the White House look good
Yes.
with the little heart eye emoji there. That's the only one. He didn't say Mike Johnson in the house making the White House look good. He
Can you
didn't say
pause
that.
and can I sing my favorite 50 Cent song? I got 21 questions.
It's more
And
like
it's all
That was
about
great.
them.
it's more like I saw this photo and I saw this tweet and I put it in the chat yesterday and every single person ignored it. Everybody. And I'm like, and I finally started like yelling in the chat. Am I the only one that sees what he just said on Twitter that Lauren Boebert is making the White House look
No,
good?
I said something, but I can't repeat it on
Anyway,
the show
he
here.
took pictures with Anna and all these other things, and they didn't get no comment
But
like
Anna's
that.
married.
It's 50 Cent. Do you
I'm just
really
saying,
think
but
that
if he,
50 Cent cares
he may
about that?
actually, maybe he really likes her.
Anyway, all I'm saying is I picked up on it and everybody ignored me, and I wasn't the only one who picked on it. Here comes the next article right away. Is 50 Cent and Lauren Boebert flirty and posing on Capitol Hill?
Oh,
We got 21 questions
Oh.
to Alyssa's
see that.
point there.
That's
Again,
awesome.
it was a very interesting thing to say. I know Lauren. I mean, who knows? She is single these days. I think 50's single.
How old is he now?
He's got a lot of baby mamas,
How
but
old is he?
he's
He's got a
older.
lot of children.
he has a
He
lot
should
of,
visit his
but he can
children
afford a lot of
He's
children.
also got
Well,
a
that's
lot of
not
money.
doesn't make a good daddy.
yeah, he's got a lot of money.
Don't have babies with him.
Anyway, and then if they did have babies, they'd be little quarters. I did it.
You did. Right in there. I still think it'd be like nickels.
Nickels?
Like,
That's
like-
way too
That's
close to
way
something
too
else. You
close.
gotta quit
Way-
with that. Wow.
Mr. Producer.
Wow.
Mr.
Producer just fell out of his chair.
Thank you.
Alyssa.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Jeez,
She has no
almighty.
idea what she's talking about. She's like, what? What did I say?
We apologize
by
for
it.
Alyssa, ladies and gentlemen.
Like pennies.
We don't
Is that
know.
better?
We don't know what
Little
to do
pennies?
with her.
We
Oh,
all-
so
it was
so
gonna
their
be the
children are
dumb-
only worth a cent? Is that what you're trying to say?
We
Wow!
all thought it was
Wow!
gonna be the redneck.
Wow!
Moving
Oh,
on.
man.
All right.
This show just went off the rails. man.
Anyway, moving on. Hey. The people wanted us back in the morning time slot for this reason, right? Comment below. Yes or no. This is why you guys want us in the morning, right? So we bring you this to wake you up in the morning. That's why we're here, correct? So
I can wake up.
yeah,
I know, that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. I'm not
Todd
awake
was in the
fully.
worst mood imaginable
Yeah, I look like it.
for the past hour until now. All right. But we got to keep moving on here. 50 Cent did also post a picture with Nancy Pelosi, so we need to, good Lord. She looks like that old woman in the movie, was it Legion? Where she's in
Yes,
like the
yes,
diner
when
and
she,
she's
like,
like,
shaves
you're
like
all gonna die. That's what she looks
There
like.
was a comment that was really
That old lady?
Yeah, the old
she's
lady.
like this. There was a comment that said, "Fifth, what you got behind her back? She looks terrified."
Yeah.
He's
what-
like,
he
you're going
would-
to break yourself after this.
No. He whispered to her, "You better smile, or I got somebody at your house right
Oh,
now,"
yeah.
kind of thing, or something.
And he ain't got no hammer.
Anyway, all right, but moving on seriously though, this was a video that was posted later on. Okay, a reporter asked him, "Do you?" Well, I lost it. Can we go back? All right, so a reporter asked him, "What do you see among African American men in this election?" 50 says, "I see them identifying with Trump." Weird choice of words, identifying with Trump, but whatever. Reporter, why do you say that? He goes on to say, because they got RICO charges. All right, this is 50 Cent. Here we go.
Have you made a decision?
I haven't.
What do you think is the
Thank you.
last question? What do you see as the significance of African American men in this election? For both of you.
I see them identifying with Trump
Why do you say that?
because they got RICO charges.
They got RICO charges.
Because they got RICO charges.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, I don't know. This is a weird thing for me. I don't know if this is something to be praised or not. The African American community leaning back over towards Donald Trump's side, I think is great. I don't know if it's great because they're like, oh, because they all got drug charges and stuff. So now, Trump's a felon. So that's their dude. That's their boy now. I don't know if that's good or bad. But at this point, if it wins us the election, I'm kind of like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
No, that's it. All right.
Well, I don't
Nobody's got a
know.
comment
I
about
totally
that.
didn't on that one.
I'm thinking, can I ask you guys why
No.
everybody changes his name to 50 instead of 50? I mean,
oh,
I know that's what they call him, but
It-
why?
It comes from, it was most pronounced when Sharon Osbourne announced him at like the MTV Awards
Oh, is
or
that what she
whatever, when he was at, very first coming out. And she goes, 50 Cent, because she's from London
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And so anyway, it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And so everybody's
Well,
like, 50 Cent.
he also said in a talk show, they're like, so what do I call you? Do I call you 50 Cent or I call you 50 Cent? He goes, well, it depends. If you're my friend and I like you, you can call me 50. If you're not,
May I call you Mr. Cent? May I call you?
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did.
Oh man,
All
can
right.
I?
Good explanation. Thank you.
Fitty.
Sounds
You
like
know
a real
what?
one.
Let's do Fitty Trump. 50 Cent, Donald Trump ticket. Let's
Maybe
do it.
he's on the
50
VP
Wow.
list.
Hey, I'd be all about that.
At this
He's the
point,
only
I kind of
real
would
one.
like it better than the list they gave us, but we'll talk about that here a little more. Again, I think this goes further to the point that is interesting to me that you're seeing these predominant leaders in the African American community, because it cannot be negated that 50 Cent has turned into a very successful businessman, not only just a rapper. He became a businessman creating jobs for people and things like that. And you see them being more willing to openly step out into politics.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, 8 years ago, you wouldn't have seen anything like that. A lot of people were in the closet Trump supporters.
True.
It's
Yeah.
amazing how many people just
Mr.
came out and-
Producer, can you find the clip of Chelsea Handler talking about she called 50 Cent after he made those statements? And because I'm not going to say what she said, but we're going to play what she said, which is undoubtedly the most racist thing I've ever heard. Let's see how fast Mr. Producer can find
Let's see,
that
'cause
Chelsea
I-
Handler video.
Let's see,
Hey,
'cause I've
while-
heard a lot of racist things. Let's see.
While we're waiting, don't forget, today is the anniversary of something.
Oh,
Don't
yes.
forget
Thank
the
you very much.
anniversary.
I appreciate you reminding me about that. While we do that, today is the 80th anniversary. Well, yes, we'll get back to Chelsea Handler in a minute. Let's go back and let's take a moment to remind America that today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day. D-Day was the absolute turning point in World War II. It is a day that has been memorialized in film. It is a day that people have analyzed the strategical brilliance of D-Day. And let's not forget the men that fought in that battle. And here you go, you see an image of what those, some were 15 years old, saw going into the water here to fight for our freedoms and for our country. Let's go to the video of them. This is a tradition that they do, rubbing the dirt into the crosses so you can see the names of our veterans who lost their lives fighting for freedom. Arguably, I mean, it's not even arguably in my point. World War II is our greatest generation. This is an amazing thing here. But we have to ask ourselves where we are as a country. This is a vet that they asked, how do you feel about the state of our country? There's a World War II veteran's response in Normandy. So they're actually there. Black Rifle Coffee was there doing the ceremonial jump outs, at the beaches of Normandy. Let's play what this World War II veteran has to say. Actually, before we do that, if you are so thankful for our World War II veterans, show an American flag in the chat. Show some love for our World War II vets. I want to see this chat blow up. Don't make me disappointed in you now. Let's blow this chat up for our World War II veterans while we play this.
When you're here with all of these brothers and people who experienced the war as you did, and also the subsequent wars in Korea and Vietnam, what do you think about the state of our country today? How do you feel about the country that you worked so hard to stay free, to keep free?
The real truth?
Yeah.
I feel like a foreigner in my own country lots of times, and I don't like it. It makes my heart real heavy. And I just hope we can pull out of this. There's too much Hollywood going on in Washington all the time. The important subjects they don't cover. So the thing is, I hope that I hope all the guys will rally up and we'll go back and straighten it all out.
When you're here,
Greatest generation ever.
It is.
Feels like a foreigner in their own country. The real truth. That's the thing. The real truth. I don't like it. Those men who, like I said, a lot of them lied about their age. Like some of them were 15. Think about your 15-year-old right now. Mm-hmm. And they chose to go fight in that proverbial hell is what it was.
Yeah, think about when you were 15.
Yeah. And, I mean, Gage is getting ready to be 14. I mean, and it's crazy to think about that. But then to hear him say, you're asking me the truth? I feel like a foreigner in my own country that I fought for. Like what I fought for has turned into something that honestly would cast me out now. That's what he was really saying. He knows that in this craziness that's going on in our society, that the people who fought in World War II, they would not be accepted today. They wouldn't be. And I think that's a sad state. But I don't want to get caught on the craziness of stupid people in our society. If we can give a round of applause to the men and women who fought in World War II, supported in World War II, the greatest generation. All right, but now back to, again, you saw what an actual intelligent human being was, that World War II veteran. Now let's get into a moron, which is Chelsea Handler, and go back to her blatantly racist comments of 50 Cent, where she says she had to call and remind him that he was black. Play it.
Boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between you? I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said that he was your favorite ex-boyfriend, and then what does he do? He's supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, is in a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cent to 20 cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing.
How racist? What? How racist? He's black, and you can't. It's like Joe Biden. If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. How? And this is a white woman saying
cringy.
this too. Like if you are black. It's like it's like Kevin Hart in that video going, "You are white. You are white. You don't fight. You are black. You don't vote for Trump." How crazy!
As the full minority of the bunch,
take it, Tony.
That is super racist.
I told you.
I mean, seeing her say that, the way she said it, that is blatantly.
Yeah,
just
I had to
calling him out.
I had to remind him that he is black, and not you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump. You can't vote for Donald Trump. But that's not where she stops it, Todd.
No.
Here we go. Let's play the rest of the discrepancy here.
And she looks great, by the way.
She looks haggard, bro. She looks real bad.
She looks amazing.
An entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind and publicly denounces Donald Trump. I might be willing to go for another spin, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you ain't got a chance,
My
chick.
gosh. I know he's making at the quote White House.
Did she just?
Yes, she did.
Did she just insult him with the racist comment and then say, "But if you want to hook up, call me up"? Pretty much.
It would turn 50 Cent into a dime, is what it would. Oh,
It's not like this is a new thing, though. I mean, we got to remind ourselves that when Michael Jordan was in his prime and that black guy ran for Congress in North Carolina, Jordan wouldn't speak about him, and they called him a racist, Uncle Tom, and they asked him why. He said, well, because, white people buy shoes, or Republicans buy shoes, too. And so this is nothing new. It's just another idiot opening their mouth who looks like they should be in the grave.
Can we go to a freeze frame of her face?
It's horrible.
I just
He looks like one of the Olsen twins who have aged like 80-year-old Olsen twin. Look at him,
right?
cheek, man.
Yeah, just right there.
If you punch her in the face, that'd be like hitting Wolverine in the face. That cheek.
that is a lifetime of single with cats, is what that is. That is a lifetime. There's at least 47 cats in her apartment right now.
Hey, watch the cat comment.
Yeah,
I have 3 cats.
Well, you're also
the
not
shoe
a
fits.
single liberal woman.
Okay.
Why is it that most liberal women, I can ask the men and I can ask the question, look so terrible?
Because
TDS.
That, and this is the life of a joyless life with no children, no family.
That may be what
no
it is.
anything bigger to live for than yourself. And to think that this, and I'm not trying to judge just off of physical appearance, using this as a sexual temptation to get somebody to change their vote, to think that is of high quality enough to make someone change their mind, again, just shows you, a life with 47 cats alone in New York City. There you go. That's what it looks like.
Jealous of Lauren.
I love the 47 cat comment.
It might be 52
It
cats.
is a very.
It might.
How about it be 50? cats. They're
I like
The
that.
only
And maybe because he's
satisfaction.
married to me, we fall on the different
The only
numbers.
satisfaction this chick has in her life right now is knowing that when she dies, her cats are gonna eat her.
Yes,
That's it.
because they
That's
will,
all I
and that's
said.
why
They
cats
will.
are demonic. 100%. Cats are evil. All right. We got a lot of things to talk about. Fani Willis news in Georgia. We got to talk about that. But before we do, we got to talk about Patriot Mobile. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for you to stop giving your money to organizations who do not care about you. It is time for you to give your money to a Christian organization, and I'll tell you why. We all remember where we were when AT&T went out. We also remember that just the other day, AT&T was having problems again, but Patriot Mobile now has Patriot Mobile One. You can find this out by going to patriotmobile.com/Graham. Check this out. See how it's got two little networks there in the frame? There are no more towers. Nobody's building any more towers. AT&T and Verizon own all the towers. But with Patriot Mobile One's technology, if AT&T goes out, you can simply switch the network to the Verizon towers. If you go somewhere and Verizon's service kind of sucks, you can switch to the AT&T tower, and it changes everything. Your wives will never be lost again.
True.
Anyway, go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. And also, they remove all the junk fees and they donate to Christian charities, Christian organizations. You keep your phone, get a new one, or you can, keep your number or get a new one. Some of you need to eliminate some people out of your life. Go to patriotmobile.com/Graham today. Promo code Graham will get you free activation. What are you waiting for? Put your money where your mouth is. Go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. That's patriotmobile.com/Graham. Promo code Graham. All right, let's get into some super questions before we get into all this stuff here. Todd, you want to take some?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Here we go. Let's get started.
Absolutely. Let me find it.
Well, I mean, you kind of dropped that on me.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. That's my fault.
From KD10210. No need to apologize. We're just happy to be right. Glad you're back at the top spot.
Yay for grace-filled people.
Punisher 541.
You just jumped over that nice comment and went straight to Punisher, Todd.
Thanks, whatever.
Thanks for having thank you so much. Again, that was me. I'll take full blunt of that. That was 100% me that messed that up. Everybody else cautioned me against it, and that was one of those times that I should have listened to everyone, including you, the audience. So thank you for the kind words. It's good to be back in the top spot. Now, Punisher 451 or 541.
Todd said no.
Graham, there's no need for you to apologize. It was Todd's stupid idea to begin with. So he should be the one.
It wasn't.
So he should be the one apologizing for almost ruining the show. We're still waiting on that apology.
I just said it was not Todd. That was me.
You know what? I'm not even going to comment on
that. That was me.
Way to take the high road, Todd.
I vindicated you, Todd, like before it even came out. I already said it was me. It was me. It was me. It was me. All right, next.
Punisher says such just awesome comments. I mean, I know he's just sarcastic
he's
or whatnot,
mad
but
because he's in my basement right now, chained up, and I only give him a laptop.
I thought you were in our basement right now, chained up.
Like he's just mad. From A Hunter Lifts, heard you were coming to Freedom Life Center County before Courage Conference. Is this true? Pray for my wife and I as we put an offer on a house and find out if we're going to get it. At 12 p.m. today.
Oh, that's exciting. We'll pray.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is true. I am going to be there in August, I believe. I can't remember the dates right off the top of my head, but it is August. Somebody said, Graham, it was all your fault. I know. I just said that. Like they just commented that. Like I know. I just went on the whole thing. Like you're right.
Yeah, we already took that wooden paddle out and we beat him with it.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. Hey, man, look. At the end of the day, that's the thing about doing a live show, right? You try to figure out ways to improve. You try to figure out ways to move things in the right direction as best as you can. And, not always going to get it right. And that was one that I got wrong. There it is right there. T Simmons 61. We appreciate, and, you spelled my name wrong. But
that'll work. We'll take
it.
But it'll work. It'll work.
He's saying Graham it. Get it?
Graham it.
I got it.
Oh,
that's cute.
I don't think that's it, but I appreciate you trying to save him.
No,
but
I think
either way, All right, next.
Renegade. With all the corruption, the tyrannical COVID lockdowns, and political persecution, how close is this government to becoming actually tyrannical? And if it is, what should we do? It already is. Sorry to tell you.
Already there.
We're already there.
Yep.
Like, I have a different opinion than most when people say, do you think Trump needs to like retaliate? Yes, he does. He absolutely does. Not using the judicial system
we'll get
as
into
a
that
weapon.
in a minute, but I don't disagree.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Without a doubt.
People are saying Grandma Lama Ding Dong. Don't take my high school trauma names and like use it.
Hasn't Alyssa called
That's
you that
my
on the show
love name
before?
for him.
That's not a love name. I heard it all the time in
it
school.
don't sound
Graham
right.
Cracker,
Grandma,
Golden
Grandpa.
Graham, Grandma, Grandpa, Grandma Ham, Grandma Lama Ding Dong, Graham.
Yeah, that was my uncle, Grandma
Graham.
Ham. That was my uncle.
Grandma Ham?
Yeah, he'd call you
Oh,
Grandma Ham.
yeah.
Ham.
Anyway, all right, moving on.
Oh, the next. Okay.
Yeah, let's do one more and then we'll move on.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. From KC13. My great granddad got a draft notice and he was well past the age of the draft. He was like 35 years old, and instead of dodging it, he actually joined the army to fight for this country.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's it, man. That's
And now
it.
you got
Awesome.
27-year-olds wanting to know. Never mind. Ooh, stop myself. Ooh, sorry. I had to punt the brakes on that one. All right, if you are pumped that the Georgia Court of Appeals case has been not postponed for a week, not postponed for 2 weeks, postponed indefinitely until they make a decision on whether or not Fani Willis is corrupt. She is. If you think that this is a major victory for Donald Trump, which it is, comment Trump in the comment section. Blow that up right now. Hit that like button if you love this. Comment in the chat right now. Blow this thing up. All right. So let's read a little bit about what is going on here. So here we go. This was announced yesterday afternoon, by the way. The Georgia Court of Appeals officially put the racketeering case against former President Donald Trump case on hold. The appeals court ordered Judge Scott McAfee to pause all proceedings pending its coming ruling on the defendant's bid to disqualify Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from the case. McAfee previously allowed Willis to stay on the case despite finding a significant appearance of impropriety. What are you talking about? You did find it. She had a like a love daddy. What are you talking about? I love how they word it. A significant appearance of impropriety. What in the world? In her romantic relationship with special prosecutor Nathan Wade, who defendants allege she financially benefited from appointing. Well, no, duh. Didn't they go on like some romantic honeymoon or getaway with each other and things like that? The appeals court agreed to take up the matter in May. It will hear oral arguments on October 4th. Literally 30 days before the election now. All right, let's move on to the next thing here. What is this? Oh, okay. Take me to the actual. Here we go. So this is the actual deal here, and zoom all the way in for the audience too. So this is the Court of Appeals hereby passes the following order. Michael A. Roman versus the state. David J. Schaefer versus the state. Robert David Shealy versus the state. Mark Randall Meadows versus the state. Donald John Trump versus the state. Kathleen Latham versus the state. Rudolph William Louis Giuliani versus the state. Jeffrey Bossert Clark versus the state. And Harrison Floyd versus the state. Harrison, praying for you, buddy. He's a good friend of mine. The proceedings below in the Superior Court of Fulton County are hereby stayed pending the outcome of these appeals. See whatever the court reference is for it. Order staying underlying proceedings in a criminal case after granting Anybody want to take a guess what that word is?
Interlocutory.
Yeah, whatever.
Interlocutory.
And is overruled on the grounds by Duke versus State 306 Georgia 171. In other words, it is postponed indefinitely.
And everything I'm hearing is it's not going to see the light of day.
No, they're going to bury this thing as quick as possible, man. This chick is corrupt. Georgia Court of Appeals, even CNN's got to admit it. indefinitely pauses the election subversion conspiracy case against Donald Trump, because there is no conspiracy case, and every single one of these prosecutors, judges, every one of them, the DAs, they're all corrupt, horrific human beings that have nothing on Donald Trump. They're liars, they're swindlers, and they're doing everything to pervert our justice system, to go after who should be, and in my prayer, will be the 47th president of the United States. Georgia. Get your stuff together, man, because your state is sucking. It just is. And this is a huge win in the right direction for the love of everything. Will you elect some Republican senators this time around? Will you do something in the right thing? I hate your football team already. Stop making me hate your state more.
Wait a minute.
Stop.
You're a Braves fan. I mean,
I'm a Braves fan.
With the exception of the Braves. Okay.
And there was something else really good that came out of Georgia.
I love Asher Marie, and she came out. Yeah, she was born in Georgia.
She was born in Georgia.
But it's still
yes, Georgia sucks.
The thing that Georgia, no, a baseball team, and the fact that she lived, Asher Marie was there for a total of 5 days before she came to South Carolina. No. Georgia is on my mind for all the wrong reasons. Just stop it. As my drill sergeant used to say, just stop sucking. Stop.
Can I just say that I love, like, real justice is being served with her. She's the same one, lest we forget, who took grant money from the children and bought, like, cell phones and all kinds of other stuff with it. So she's a horrible human being who got fame from this case, and now she's getting fame in the wrong reasons for her, and I love it.
Hey, man.
Love when justice is served.
Again, this is a huge win for the Trump campaign.
It is.
Because what it means, again, is New York may be so corrupt that we couldn't stop that, but all these other things, man, in Georgia and whatnot, like this is going to be complete vindication when it's all said and done.
We hope. We hope.
If there is any good left in this country, and I'm just being honest. I mean, Todd's right. Well, I mean, we're on the brink of, if there is any good left at all in this, justice will prevail, and vindication.
Question
will
for you guys.
Good old
you guys
American
move on
justice.
Here. Do you think they're doing this because we all know they were getting fed information from the White House? Fani was. Do we think they're doing this because the Biden administration said, well, we got him in New York, so, we know the jig is up over here. Let's let that go. And,
I think she totally was the fall girl.
Yeah, you
I think
so?
she thought they were going to protect her, and they didn't. And she didn't have as much support as she might have thought she did. So they threw her under the bus, and I love it. Yeah, they did. Yep. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I do think Todd's going to get us sued by having all the Boston Celtics logos in the background here at some point. Todd's a walking billboard for sports teams. We got Alabama, which that one's okay. We got Boston Celtics on look, I mean, it's just.
It's hideous, honestly.
Hey,
I don't like the colors.
I have my Oregon Duck hat back there too. So
I'm wearing my state colors.
It's been up there forever.
I did not notice that, but that will be gone by the time.
No, it will be not.
I'm gonna replace it with the Mississippi State.
That will not be here by the time.
Todd's going to get us sued for a Celtics logo. Oh, the Alabama hat's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Alabama hat is okay. Yes.
I will be the NBA Finals, man.
I will be the first to admit that the Oregon Ducks are no threat to the SEC at all.
I have decided I'm going to watch the NBA Finals for Todd, and I'm going to pull for his Celtics because I could care less, so I might as well pull for his team. So.
I have decided I will not be watching that because I don't care either.
Okay. Either way. All right. We got a video. Let's play this video. This is Alina Habba's response to this Fani Willis stuff, and of course, she does a great job, so let's watch this.
Legal spokeswoman for Trump, Alina Habba, joins me now in studio. Alina, I'm watching this unfold. This broke like right as we were coming on air. This woman is riddled with problems, and I'm not even a legal mind.
No, she's fallen on her fanny since the very beginning. There's the headline for tomorrow, folks. But, no, truly, I mean, number one, this has completely been a disaster. It was a fake case to start with. Her arrogance, her demeanor has been incredibly telling. It's very much the typical coordinated, as we know, as you mentioned earlier in your show, with the Biden administration move. They have these state DAs, AGs coordinating to take down Trump. Well, she just took herself down in the most public display of chaos and disgrace, frankly. So I'm not surprised. The case will not go forward before November now. We do have a stay, which is great. Our team did amazing over there.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic, and I think they got all the evidence out, but like that judge works in the county that she works in, and he was up for re-election too, so I'm not saying anything, but I might be insinuating that there might have been some reason that he didn't eject her from the case. But we were talking about this before. New York City Police Department, they are revoking, now that Donald Trump is convicted as a felon, they're revoking his pistol permit, which I think is a total stunt to throw egg in his face. What say you?
Yeah, I think that all of this is a PR stunt. They try and knock him down. They call up witnesses in trials that are irrelevant to have a good headline, to have a distraction. We've seen it time and time again, and I love the police. I know you do. We love our armed men and women that sacrifice for this country, and I don't blame them. They have to follow protocol. But what the problem is why did we get here? Why did we get to a point where a former president and the likely future president has now been admonished, has now been put in this trial that was a sham for something that nobody else has ever been
Pause. So we were going to talk about this a little later on in the show, but since they went ahead and brought it up, the New York Police Department is going to revoke Donald Trump's ability to have a gun, revoke his Second Amendment rights in that regard, because he is a convicted felon now in this regard. Comment below if you believe that this was also part of the plan the entire time. See, now that we've gone from innocent until proven guilty, Todd, and I want to hear your thoughts on this in just a second. Now that we've gone from innocent until proven guilty to show me the man, I'll show you the crime, this was the plan the entire time. And this is the plan moving forward. You can see the outline moving forward of any voice that will go to challenge the status quo moving forward. They will find a way to make you guilty of something. They will find a way to take your money away, and then they will find a way to put you in prison and or take your guns away, because an unarmed society is conquerable by the government. Todd, what do you think?
Out of everything that Donald Trump is going through right now, this is the least thing I care about. The man does not need a gun. He's surrounded by 10 people that are carrying a bigger gun that he can fit under that jacket anyway. Like, what
it's not.
I understand.
Well,
it's
yes,
not the point.
it's not about Trump. It's about the precedent that has now been set. Because if they can do this to
like
a former president, and even if he wasn't a president, Donald Trump in general, of course they can do it to two vets with PTSD and all this other kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say.
Of course, but I mean,
the precedent has been set.
I think of everything that we are hanging our hat on, this needs to be the lesser of, because simply it's like we said a week ago, like if he gets elected in November, he can just pardon himself and go get his gun back and wave it in front of the Rose Garden and go,
I do a 21 gun salute from the White House front.
Cacao. I'd come out looking like the Hitman video game.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
I heard it said really well that, if you look at it, they're very strategic and everything has a play. So this is just another play. And I also have heard from several sources, they do think he might be going to jail, but it would only be for like a day, just so when everything comes around, they can say, he can't have a gun. He went to jail. He has been in jail. He's a convicted felon. So again, everything is just a PR play. I do agree with that.
All he needs to do is give up his citizenship, cross the border over,
That's right.
and he can get himself a gun.
Tony, you can hook him up with the right person, right? You can hook him up with the what do you call him? A coyote.
Yeah.
Call me President Trump. I'll get you in and out. And
he needs to identify as a Chinese Mexican, and I'm serious.
You got
like,
one of those in your
he
back
can,
pocket?
a Chinese
Call
Mexican
Tony.
female, and then come across the border illegally and say that Pedro, who also is 27 years old, is his infant son, and they both need a a paid-for cell phone, a $10,000 prepaid credit card, free health care. They need hotels in New
He
York
can stay in
City,
the Trump
and
hotel.
they need guns.
He can stay in his own hotel.
And they'll
for free.
probably wipe his record clean.
Clean.
too.
Yeah,
He's
wipe
yeah.
it clean. Amnesty.
license.
Yeah.
Amnesty.
Yeah, exactly.
Grant him amnesty.
Well, so here's a question you have to ask. I mean, what's Hunter Biden in trial for right now is buying a gun on drugs because he lied on the application.
And
so
watch,
if Hunter
and
Biden,
nothing will happen.
Exactly. Not guilty. Here you go, Hunter. Here's your gun back. But Donald, you can't have one.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna see because this is
Yes.
a banana republic, and the statue, the Lady Justice or whatever, with her little mask on. This is the liberal side. This is the conservative side, and right now, it's like this. Like, I'm sorry,
It'll
y'all.
be
This is
interesting to see though, because I've heard it said I've heard it that he may actually they take his gun away, but then Biden steps in because there's got to be some play where Biden steps down and where they bring somebody else on. And I'm still sticking to that. I don't think it's going to be Biden, and they have to have some play to get him out. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
That's a good question for the chat. Do you still believe that Joe Biden is going to be on the ballot in November? And we're going to get into some reasons why that may not be so here in a little bit later on in the show. But comment in the chat right now. Do you believe that Biden is going to be on the ballot in November? I'm curious what you think. But we do have Merrick Garland in his infinite knowledge that America's better for him being alive. This is what he has to say. Democrats say it's a conspiracy theory to suggest Biden's DOJ is coordinating an unprecedented lawfare assault against President Trump. So here's Merrick Garland proving the DOJ did not collude with Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis, and Letitia James. Here we go.
General, you've told us that it's a dangerous conspiracy theory to allege that the Department of Justice is communicating with these state and local prosecutions against Trump. You can clear it all up for us right now. Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fani Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. The question is whether or not you will provide all of your documents and correspondence. That's the question. I don't need a history lesson.
Well, I'm going to say again, we do not control those offices. They make their own
The question is whether you
decisions.
communicate with them, not whether you control them. Do you communicate with them, and will you provide those communications?
You make a request, we'll refer it to our Office of Legislative Affairs.
But see, here's the thing.
They
You
will
come in
respond
here and you lodge this attack that it's a conspiracy theory, that there is coordinated lawfare against Trump. And then when we say, fine, just give us the documents, give us the correspondence, and then if it's a conspiracy theory, that will be evident. But when you say, well, we'll take your request, and then we'll sort of work it through the DOJ's accommodation process, then you're actually advancing the very dangerous conspiracy theory that you're concerned about. Now,
Get him, Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
Get him.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, it looks just like again, yes, it's deflection. Merrick Garland is trying to say, well, those are independent organizations, so we can't hand over their records. Matt Gaetz is like, yeah, I know, idiot. I'm saying, will you, a federal organization, hand over your correspondence, even if you don't show their answers back? Will you show your correspondence? And he says, no, I will not. Or he just keeps deflecting over and over and over again, which is no shock to anyone.
A guilty dog barks.
Correct. All right, let's move into our next sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday, we talked to you about the 63 bank chains in America that are on the brink of insolvency. Now more than ever, you may be on the verge of losing all of your money and you don't even know it. And I'm not trying, this is not a fear grab, this is reality, okay? And you can choose to ignore it all you want to, but I'm begging you, please just text the word Graham to 989898 right now. My friends at Birch Gold are going to give you a call. They're going to find out your mailing address, and they're going to send you a 25-page information kit on how gold, silver, and precious metals can help you in this apocalyptic financial crisis that America is fixing to fall into. Gold's at an all-time high, by the way. If you would have done this 6, 7, 8 months ago, you'd be in a really good spot, but it's still not too late. But here very soon it could be. Please text the word Graham, that's Graham, to 989898 right now. Free information is vital information. Protect your family. Text the word Graham to 989898 right now. All right, Todd, you want to take this next spot? This is Trump apparently launching his VP list for the world to see.
Yeah, well, this is speculation. I'm sorry, this is speculation. So apparently, the Trump campaign has reportedly. Nope, that's too. All right, there you go. The Trump campaign has reportedly sent vice presidential vetting paperwork to the following: Doug Burgum, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, Elise Stefanik, and Ben Carson. It's not going to happen. None of that. That's all speculation.
I hate this list. I hate.
Well, number one, Ben Carson is out. And as much as I love him, I do.
love Ben Carson.
I love Ben Carson as a individual. He's weak. He's too quiet. That's not gonna. The only person on that list that would somewhat make sense would be Byron. That's the only one that would make sense. I just don't see it. I don't see any of that.
Okay, let's while we still have the list, can we go back really quick, Mr. Producer? While we still have that list up for the chat right now, comment in the chat. Do you like anyone in this list? Just comment no if you don't, and if you do like somebody, comment the name of who you do like.
Can someone remind me who Elise is?
She's just she's a rep.
I don't even know her.
Yeah,
well, again, that's my point. Like,
I mean, I don't research for
the normal person,
which I am. I'm a normal person.
Smoke and mirrors, right?
I think Todd and I can agree that this list is missing the big Sarah Sanders man. It's just, you know.
I told y'all Sarah Sanders ain't happening.
No. I know it. I know you said
when
that.
That
I was
hoping.
Yeah. That's the woman that's going to get Donald Trump the suburban housewife.
I thought at least they'd have this list would have at least 2 or 3 different women. I mean, Christy Nome.
Yeah,
Christy Nome. Yeah.
You know,
Sarah Sanders could have been one people know her.
At least be on the
like
list so people can get excited. Like,
dude, I'm telling you. My question is, I don't know why Trump's doing this. At this point, like, it makes no sense to me. Like, I understand, like, up to a certain point, but now, like, all this smoke and mirrors and I want America to guess and all that, it's either one of two things. He's either playing some kind of crazy game or everybody's telling him no.
He's very smart. He's ahead of the game too.
Okay, so a lot of people in the chat, and let's respond to this. A lot of people in the chat are saying J.D. Vance. I've seen a lot of conservative pundits saying the same thing. J.D. Vance, J.D. Vance, J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is a recent convert to the Republican side. Okay, Mr. Producer, can you look up J.D. Vance's book? And I'm not trashing J.D. Vance here. People can see the error of their ways and they can change. But it was something hillbilly, something. I can't remember. It was like a New York Times best-selling book. It was, what was it called? Hillbilly Elegy or whatever. A memoir of a family and culture in crisis. And in the book, it was pretty much talking about how Donald Trump is the worst human being in the history of the world. All his supporters are the detriment of our entire society and everything like that. Now, since then, he's found the error or he's learned from the error of his ways. Let's go back to the list. And he has joined the Republican Party. And as everybody knows, he is now a senator. Not even at the midway point of his first Senate term. For me, it's still a no. I don't believe he's run his dues enough. Same thing I said about Vivek. I don't think J.D. Vance is it. And that's not a hit towards J.D. Vance. It's just like somebody joins the military. Yeah. You're in the military. You're on the side. But you got to work your way up a little bit. You got to work some things there because because 4 years ago, you didn't feel this way. And so for me, that's just a no. And I don't see Donald Trump's biggest problem is not with the African-American vote. Mm-hmm. It's not with the Hispanic vote. Donald Trump's campaign has told me this so many times. It is with the suburban, center, left, center, right, housewife.
The problem, it's me.
How, and truly, answer the question in the chat. How does any male fix that problem?
They don't.
And again, Donald Trump's going to do what he wants to do. Let's go to everybody's thoughts on here. But you know, how does any male fix the biggest problem that Donald Trump has, and it's the suburban housewife, center left, center right?
Well, it's a two-part thing, and I agree with you. He's got to find somebody that can fix that issue. But I mean, let's be honest. He also has to have somebody that is strong enough to check him. Because I mean, I love the dude. Like, you know, I vote policy, not person. But he needs to be gut checked every once in a while and be like, hey, dude, chill. Benny Carson ain't gonna do it. Nobody on that list, with probably the exception of Byron Donalds and maybe Rubio, are strong enough to go, hey, quit being an idiot. You know, get off of Twitter for 10 seconds, get off of Truth Social for 5 seconds, and just be the freaking president. That has been my problem with him. And my only problem with him is be presidential. Stay off of Truth Social, talking crap about people and all that crap. I don't see anybody on that list, but maybe a couple names that'll do that.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Oh, I was just going to say, I agree. I think he's got a whole cabinet of people, though, who can check him. I think for this particular, where he's at, because it's just politics, he's got to pick a woman or someone who's not just another white male.
So that being said,
boom.
How confident are we that this list is legit then with the people that are on there?
5% chance that this is accurate.
Me too. I don't think this list is
5%.
Because it's missing Kristi Noem, Tulsi Gabbard, Sarah Sanders. I mean, I just
think
Vivek,
I don't think he'll get
even,
it. But
even if they're just on the list, just to give people like, oh, you know, at least he's considering them.
No, the list is 100% legit. It just doesn't have everybody on it.
Yeah, the list doesn't have the actual VP pick on it.
You don't. You don't
send.
Have the
actual person on
no. I think the list is legit. I think it's missing some names that probably have already had VP paperwork vetting sent to them. I don't think his top 3 are actually on that list, but I do think that they've probably narrowed it down to like 12 people that they're sending VP paperwork to vet them. I do. I think that they're really sending. I don't think Trump team's lying that they're sending Trump or vice presidential vetting paperwork to these people. I just think that it's probably a list of 12, and this is 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're missing, in my opinion, 5 other names.
Probably the top names. I agree.
Yeah, and probably 3 of them are women.
Yeah.
The thing, and I saw somebody in the chat say that it's not suburban white women. I disagree with you because we ain't talking about you. Like we realize that those of us
that are on the fence,
that are not center right, that we're over here on the right side. Like, yes, you're right. We're not talking about you.
I can stop it as a woman. Who is the most virtue signaling person usually you know? And
Karen.
It's usually the white women.
Karen.
And I can say that because I'm a white
you know
female.
what? I actually have some experience with this because when I was at Oregon and I was talking to conservative couples, the husband was always like, yeah, we can't vote for Biden anymore. And the wives were always like, well, I don't really like Trump. But I'm kind of in the middle because I don't really like Trump as a person kind of thing. Yeah. And, you know, I'd always be like, you're voting on the policies, not on the person.
They're voting emotions and virtue signaling. And in their groups, we have to vote for this person.
So exactly
good.
why that's 100% true. The problem is the suburban housewives.
Yeah, well, people are getting feisty about the women
stop
pick.
with the DEI stuff. Y'all sound like
Democrats. Go ahead and show that super question there. Stop with the DEI woman pick. You sound like Democrats.
No, we're just being real.
We sound like people that understand politics and love you to death. Look, hey, you have to ask the question: if Trump has a suburban center left or center right housewife problem. I don't know if you know this. There are millions of them. Mm-hmm. Who is the best VP pick to help bring them along? So you can do the DEI stuff all you want to, but riddle me that question. And if you bring back a dude's name, cool, I'll listen to it. But I don't think Byron Donalds, who is an aggressive MAGA, America First person, which I love, that's not going to win over the center left, center right suburban housewife. J.D. Vance will cut you. No. That's not going to win over the center left, center right suburban housewife. So I ask you the question, if the purpose is to win the election, who Who is the person that brings that vote into the fold?
Do y'all have a pick? I'm just curious.
I still am on the Kristi Noem train. I don't give a crap about the dog. I could care less. I really do. Me and Todd broke that down as far as it could do.
Sorry, I was on that show too. Thank you.
Okay, Alyssa was on that show
you're
too.
A dog lover.
But,
I am a dog lover.
But
it's not going to lose
if
her
you don't
the VP
understand
pick.
ranch life, shut your mouth. Like, it really is as simple as that.
It's country life.
Yeah,
in
you
general.
don't understand
Like, if you don't
country
get
life. If you
that's
don't
just-
understand ranch life, especially
that dog won't hunt, bro. Like,
Hey,
I mean, that's
Really, he won't hunt ever again.
And if you don't think a woman can make the hard decisions, you're the same one. It's like, I can't believe she shot a dog.
Yeah.
Hey man, she's gangster, bro. Like,
So Lissa, the question right back to you then: who do you think should be the VP?
the truth-
Because
I mean,
you
I
are
just-
a suburban housewife.
I
so.
am. I honestly don't know. I mean, I know that's not the answer probably everybody wants, but
No,
I
I don't.
really don't know because we have people in, higher places, and I truly don't know. So
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, Kristi Noem, I think would be a
lot of
decent
people
pick.
are saying Laura Trump. I don't know what the rules are about family members. Like,
think there is any.
you can't have a VP that resides in the same state as you. I wonder what the rules
No,
are
Well,
but
about.
then
she's
Byron
happy. I
Donald.
don't
Then
think she's
Byron
gonna do
Donalds
that.
is out. Byron Donalds is out. Then.
Well, Trump could move back to what's it called in New
York?
Jersey. His
Newark?
residence in New Jersey. I can't
Sorry.
remember the name.
Yeah,
Either way, he could move back there and claim New Jersey, and then that's an easy thing to fix.
I think myself with my wife, I would think that she would be with Sarah Sanders because she is a suburban housewife as well, and we've had chats and whatnot. And I think that would be her candidate if there was an option. But
have two picks.
Graham said that nope, Sarah Sanders is not jumping in. So
I have two picks. I
think Sarah
obviously
Sanders would be the one everybody
would be
loves.
Everybody.
Yeah, I
and
would
then
like that.
my number 2 pick is Mr. Two Genders. It'll never happen, but I'd love to see it. Mark Robinson,
he's running
I
for
love that
governor
dude.
of North Carolina.
That's what kills me about all this. Like, oh, she's a governor. He's running for governor. That would be like me going, Coach, I'll sit on the bench. I don't want to start today.
What? What does
Like
that mean?
VP versus a governor. Like that's a joke.
Yeah, but then you lose control of North Carolina and you keep a Democrat governor in there.
But I think what everybody's forgetting is because we've been in this world, it's all political. You can't forget that. Like there are so many backdoor chats
I bring
happening.
back the final thing, and we got to move on. But I bring back the final point, which I believe is the nail in the coffin point. It is understood that we very likely could lose control of the House and the Senate. So even if Trump wins, he is useless.
Yeah, and that's what
I
think.
don't see him taking anyone that is currently in D.C. I don't see him taking anybody because we need all of those seats and we don't need to leave it up in air, especially J.D. Vance's spot. We don't need to leave it up in the air to lose another seat to the Democrat. I don't see him picking anyone in D.C. I just don't.
That's a good point.
And
He's out a lot of people.
well, but if we're concerned about it, I mean, we have a 1-seat majority in the House.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
that's what I think. I know everybody, and I saw the chat, and I know Graham, you've been saying this forever that Biden's going to drop out, Big Mike or whoever's going to come in. I just don't see that. Like that's not a scenario for them. Number one, I don't think Michelle Obama I don't think anybody wants to inherit this mess, for one. But two, I think all of their guns and all their ammunition is focused on taking control of Congress, therefore, i.e., wiping out Trump's they'll win in November. That's the game.
Somebody said yes, but Ohio is red. Ohio is light red. Ohio's not like red like Florida is and things like that. And again, who's the candidate then that jumps in that's strong enough to keep that seat? Like everybody's acting like Ohio can't have a Democrat senator. Hello, Georgia. Like you know what I'm saying? So
there's a few people on here saying Nikki Haley.
And Tucker.
No.
We talked about that.
She burned too many bridges.
I know she did, but you know.
But you're right. She could have been on the list at least. I mean, make people happy.
I really hope not. All right, we got to move on. Okay, we already talked about Trump's guns being taken away. This is Trump on Hannity last night. Let's play that clip and hear what the president had to say. Let's just play it.
I say it about almost all of these cases that are brought against me. They are doing it for the purposes of hurting a political opponent of Biden and trying to get him to win, and he's the worst president in the history of our country. But in the case that you're talking about, I said very strongly that I'm very proud to fight for our Constitution, and if that's what it takes, everybody said, this is such a minor thing. You don't go to jail for this, all of them. But you don't understand what we're dealing against, Sean. We're dealing against a system that is so corrupt. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. I did nothing wrong in any of these things. I did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. I say it about almost.
All right. So, again, that's just him reaffirming that he's willing to do whatever he has to do for me and you and everybody else. And I think that's huge. And so I just thought it was a good clip to bring up. Next, let's move on. What's going on? I forget where we're at here. This was an interesting thing. So let's zoom in on this just a little bit, Mr. Producer. So this is the Biden-Harris HQ with a statement. Says, Donald Trump confirms plan to jail opponents.
Good.
Quote, reeling and increasingly unhinged from his own felony convictions, Trump raising plans to jail his political opponents is just the latest proof that he will do anything to regain power. That's admitting that he would have to win to be able to do it. But either way, preserve his own freedom and seek revenge on anyone who opposes him. Sounds a lot like what Biden is doing. But either way, quote, Trump is pledging to rule as a dictator on day one, punish his enemies, embrace violence done on his behalf, and warns of a bloodbath if he loses. Quote, the warning signs are clear for all to see. Trump is a danger to our Constitution, a threat to our democracy, and so consumed by his own failed, diminished state, he has gone off the deep end. End quote.
So we're just making stuff up now.
If you literally just take out Trump's name and put Biden in there, that's exactly what Joe Biden has done.
So
everything to a T. They just named it to a T. But let's talk about the retribution stuff. Okay, so this is Trump talking about it. And these are his statements here. We can go to the article. There we go. Trump, critics saying he'd seek retribution are wrong, but, quote, I would have every right to go after opponents. Okay, Trump says what's happening to the country has to stop. All right, so let's go down. Does he say that he's not going to? Is that what he's saying? Find me a quote. This isn't a quote. Let's keep going.
I mean, that was the quote. That like the statements are wrong, but he would.
No, here we go. Quote, number one, they're wrong. Trump replied, it has to stop because otherwise we're not going to have a country. Look, when this election is over, based on what they've done, I would have every right to go after them. And it's easy because it's Joe Biden and you see the criminality, all of the money that's going into the family and him, all of this money from China, Russia, from Ukraine. Quote, the Bidens intentionally sought to hide, confuse, and conceal their influential peddling schemes, but bank records don't lie. The Bidens made millions from foreign nationals providing what seems to be no services no services other than access and influence. From the thousands of records we've obtained so far, we know the Biden family set up over a dozen companies when Joe Biden was vice president, read a press release from the House Oversight Committee. All right. So Trump says he's not going to, but he would have every right to do so. So I guess in the chat, and we'll talk here amongst ourselves, do you think Trump should go after and seek retribution from all of these evil, demonic people that have done all this from Donald Trump? Comment in the chat right now and let us know if you think. Just simple yes or no. Should he seek political retribution? Todd, your thoughts?
He's a better man than me, and I'm just being real with everybody. Like, the good Lord works on me every single day. I just ain't that good a Christian yet. Like, and that's why I will never be able to run for any political office, or wouldn't, because I would look dead in that camera and say, I'm coming to get you.
All right, Alyssa?
Sorry.
Everybody wants to see justice served in the right way, but on the other side of things, if he were to try to go after, it almost proves them right, even though he has every right to. I think it would continue to divide the country, which I know probably most people are like, let it burn, like we want to see justice served. But I would rather see, yes, justice served on that, but on my end, I still want to see like the Epstein files. Like I want to see other things done as well in our country, try to mend from all the horrible things. Because again, we're not the ones who are rioting in the streets. So the hypocrisy of everything they say is just fascinating how people are still on board and thinking that what they say is true, because just open your eyes and look. We didn't riot after Trump got, his felony charges.
True.
We aren't the ones who are causing this mass
because we didn't want to.
Well,
Tony?
right, but we didn't.
Tony, what do you think?
Not only do I think should he, I think he's going to, because I mean, just like a great poker player, you're not gonna tell everybody you have a full house in your hand. You're gonna wait till everybody bets and puts all the chips in, and then bam, just drop the hammer on them, man.
Drop it like it's hot.
That's what I think he should do.
I think that what they should do when he gets in is I think a lot of people on the Democrat side of Congress are going to get out from fear that he's going to. That's a good point. And I think that he needs to go after the cases and the people involved in the cases against him, because he knows that they lied. He knows they falsified evidence. He knows that they have changed the course of the direction of our country by perverting the justice system. And the only way to remove the precedent of what happened to Donald Trump is to then take them back to court and prove that it was all a lie, a scam. And so I don't think he should go scorched earth, because one, he wouldn't get it. He wouldn't get it done. Again, we are very close to losing the House and the Senate. Okay. So realities of all this stuff. But if by some miracle we're able to do the sweep, the presidency, the House, and the Senate, and we keep majority in the House and the Senate, and Donald Trump gets in the presidency, I think he needs to go back and remove the precedent of what happened to him. And the only way to do that is to go after everybody involved in all these indictments.
Period. Yeah. And we got to stop using that word retribution, because it ain't retribution. It ain't revenge. It's justice.
Actual justice.
It's justice.
Actual justice.
Let's be real. It's justice. Okay?
I agree with you.
So stop using that word. Nah.
I agree with you, Graham, 100%, because I think if we do lose the House and the Senate, I think he should go out there, and because they smeared his name with all these bogus charges, I think he needs to go out there and just, not do the same to them, but, have justice. Say, look, this is what these people did to me. Yeah. I'm just showing you what they did.
All right. I agree. All right. So speaking about not justice, Todd, apparently Star Wars is, and again, I saw this good meme. It was Harrison Ford.
That's my man.
What is it? The Temple of Doom. Which one's the one?
Where he had it wasn't Temple of Doom. It was Raiders.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders.
And it was the thing that was sitting on there was like Disney has a good business model, and Harrison Ford was Disney, and it said gay stuff, and
it was like him
trying to trying to do it. All right, so these are quotes from the actors in the new Star Wars. What is it called? Acolyte? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
All right, but let's play this clip because apparently C-3PO is gay and R2-D2 is a lesbian, according to this here. Let's play it in its entirety.
I want to ask you both, because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not
bracing
the gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no, I know you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well, some nerds are very gay and are very threatened by it.
That take offense
but
to
in
that.
my world, nerds are gay.
Well, not over here, sister girl.
She's living her truth, Todd. Be quiet.
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly...
You're offended?
Into it. No.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen The Fence? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me, with a straight face, that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think.
What?
But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Canon.
What does that mean?
Like the biblical canon, like Star Wars. Oh God.
I've never watched
Mr.
Star Wars again.
Mr. Producer, get your finger over the button, okay? Because I don't know what I can and can't say here. All right. But to Tony, so Star Wars canon, yes, it is a real thing. It's like the biblical canon of what's right and what's not. And yes, I'm a nerd, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd.
That is pretty nerd, Todd.
But so The C-3PO thing first. All right, number one, go to episode 1, the very first when Anakin was a kid. When you see C-3PO for the very first time in the opening scene when Qui-Gon and all them come into his house, all right, he calls C-3PO him, his, even Padme says he's beautiful, and so there. R2-D2 being a lesbian. Episode 4, A New Hope, the first introduction of actual Luke. C-3PO turns when they get him and go, he's a good one. I've worked with him before. So, wrong, sorry. Take your cannon and shove it.
I don't know what I'm more upset about, the video I just watched or the fact that you pulled all that out of your brain.
Yeah.
Look, dude, I grew up with comic books. I grew up with Star Wars and Star Trek.
Okay,
Sorry.
I grew up with Star Wars, and can I honestly tell you what I thought C-3PO was?
Yes, please.
You mean
go ahead.
C-3PO?
C-3PO, whatever.
Yeah.
I watch Harrison Ford, but a robot. Thought they were robots.
They are robots.
They are
I mean, that's what I thought.
All right.
Apparently
Yes.
they're more than that.
Yes.
They're androids.
But it doesn't end there. The lead actress said that the point of this Star Wars is to make white people cry. That's the goal. So let's listen to this.
When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
Why is us crying?
I'm pretty sure. Can we look up? I'm pretty sure her dad's white. I don't know that for 100% fact, but I'm pretty positive that I saw that.
Can you just break down why it's white people crying?
The lead actress, I'm pretty sure her dad's white.
So again, why is it okay for her to say that the goal was to make white people cry? Imagine if a white person went up there and said,
the goal of this show
to make a black
is
person
to make
cry?
black people cry.
Oh, that's gonna be clipped, you moron.
That's what she said.
I'm saying you.
Oh, I thought he was cutting you off. Yeah, he's a white dude, Tom Steinberg.
The white dude, her own dad's white.
Ooh, that was loud.
I told you. Look, this is what I'm talking about. This is the garbage. It's always the people who got a white parent that hate white people.
Colin
Craziest
Kaepernick.
thing in my entire life, man. This is see, ha ha. It's like a Rolodex.
And
Todd's
just to
got
be honest,
Todd's got nerd knowledge. Todd nerd, a turd. Anyway, Todd's got nerd knowledge. I got random people's dad's white knowledge, and there it is.
This show, I've seen clips of it. It's an absolute joke anyway. I mean, they're starting fires in space. Like, you can actually see a fire and hear the flame in space. Like, come on.
Todd, it's a show about people that can control objects.
I got that, but you still got to have
the fire in space is what did it for you. This is completely unrealistic.
When they're not kidding, when the whole no white people, they ain't any white dudes in this show.
I don't think anybody's watching
hardly
it anyway,
none.
are they?
Well, not people like me that like Star Wars. I mean, that's for the same reason, not to be ugly, but I didn't watch the all-female Ghostbusters because I knew that was going to be a joke. Like,
I actually thought that one was funny, man. All right, but either way,
you're not a nerd.
All right, we got to move on. Okay, so Joe Biden. Is Joe Biden going to end up on the ballot in November? Again, comment in the chat right now if you believe so. Yes or no? Will Biden be on the ballot in November? But a former White House doctor has now come out and raised the alarm. National security issue. An ex-White House doctor raises alarms on Biden's mental health after bombshell report. Find me a quote, Mr. Producer. Let's go down here. Come on. Okay, quote, the article is just documenting what I've been saying all along. He's not fit to be the commander-in-chief. So that is a quote from Representative Jackson after reading the report. Quote, he's got significant issues. He shouldn't have the job. It's a national security issue for us. It comes after a bombshell report in the Wall Street Journal that cited interviews with 45 people over the course of several months claiming that congressional leaders and others who have met with Biden have noticed he appears slower now and is someone who has both good moments and bad ones. Before being elected to Congress, Jackson served as the top White House physician to former presidents Obama and Trump. He also served as chief medical advisor for the latter. All right, let's keep going. Let's go. All right, here we go. The Journal's report has prompted furious pushback from the White House and its allies who have dismissed it's a GOP-led hit piece. However, Jackson pointed out that some of the commentary apparently came from Democrats. The report said, quote, most of those who said Biden performed poorly were Republicans, but some Democrats said that he showed his age in several of the exchanges. The Texas Republican speculated that it could be the beginning of a political coup against the 81-year-old president. Quote, I think the fact that it comes out like this and is so well sourced tells me that this might be the left's first attempt to start laying the groundwork to get rid of him. Thoughts?
Everyone knows he has like early onset dementia, right?
Hey,
I
I'm
mean, you
sorry.
could poll anyone in America.
Like, you don't need a freaking medical degree
You
to
don't. You
notice
just
that.
watch him.
I mean, my thoughts are that, yeah, that plan is in motion and they are going to remove him from the ticket.
Nope.
I've seen different articles, since January, February of Barack Obama fundraising for different candidates, whether it's Newsom or his wife or his, whatever. So yeah, I think that the plan is already in motion to get him off the ticket.
Look, it may not be Michelle Obama. All right, whatever. Okay, dear Lord, I've heard enough. Bongino says no. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll find out. I still don't believe it's going to be Biden. I
don't either.
I just don't.
It can't be. I don't think he can literally do it.
It's gonna be.
4
I mean,
years.
just with his numbers, he's getting killed by Trump right now. Just
Yeah,
with his numbers,
and that's why he's still there. That's why he's still there. Like, he's not going anywhere until something shifts in this election season right here. He's not going anywhere.
All right, last but not least, let's cover bird flu update. Ladies and gentlemen, it is being reported that in Mexico, the first bird flu human death has occurred. New York Post is reporting first fatal human case of bird flu subtype AH5N2. So wordful. Confirmed in Mexico. Of course, Tony.
Did you know him, Tony? Were you friends with him?
All right.
What?
Okay. Let's see. The first lab confirmed case of bird flu subtype in humans killed a Mexican citizen in late April. It's June. Why are we just now finding out about it? Officials from the World Health Organization said Wednesday, 59-year-old victim died April 24th after developing a fever, shortness of breath, diarrhea, and nausea, among other, that's the Taco Bell visit, among other symptoms associated with the AH5N2 subtype. All right, keep going.
Oh, the chicken.
Let's see. The patient had no history of exposure to poultry or other animals. There it is. That's the statement right there. There's always a statement. He had no history of exposure. But they did have several underlying medical issues and had been bedridden for 3 weeks due to other ailments before being stricken with the avian influenza subtype. I don't believe it for 5 seconds.
Isn't this the way they rolled out COVID? Where all of a sudden, people that had underlying conditions already, and all of a sudden they started dying because they were saying of COVID. And I know for a fact that from people that I know in the medical profession, that even when people were passing away, they were writing on the certificate of death, COVID.
Like, that's a real thing.
100%.
My grandmother died. My grandmother died. She fell. She broke her hip. Okay, during COVID, she fell, she broke her hip, she died in the hospital. I swear to you, on her death certificate, it says COVID.
Oh, yeah, there are several that will remain unnamed, but yes,
again,
that's fact.
Look, the fact that they're saying that he died of the bird flu, and in the same thing said he had no exposure to anything, and then they say, but he had several comorbidities. I've heard upwards in the 30s. That he was bedridden for 3 weeks before this, but it was the bird flu that took him out. I don't believe it for 1 second. This dude didn't have no bird flu. How do we have a test for bird flu in humans?
Completely off topic, but I just think that it's ironic that this article, that the American news is crying and whining over one Mexican dying over the bird flu and not the 37 political candidates that were assassinated during the election.
No, because they don't care.
That kills me.
Because that doesn't spread abroad, Todd. They
my
don't care.
Lord,
It's all
man.
political agendas.
All I'm going to say is this. and we're going to get to your super questions now. This is the end of the show. And comment in the chat if you're not going to. Listen to me very clearly. No matter what happens, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how many Hollywood stars come out and tell you that you should do this or do that, no matter what your governors say, no matter what our government tries to do not comply with anything. If you will not comply, comment will not comply in the chat. Do not comply. Do not let them do this to us again. Do not forget what they did to you, your children, your family. Never again. Never again. Do not comply. All right.
I don't think they can do it. Like, I really don't.
No, I don't think they can. I think they know that, though, so it'll be interesting to see what they throw at you.
Hands.
All right. That is the end of this show. This is where we remind you to hit that like button. If you enjoyed the show, if you're glad we're back at the 9 a.m. slot, given the numbers we're seeing, it's very apparent you guys are glad that we're back. When we thank you that, I think, yes, everywhere, on all platforms.
There it is.
Everybody's glad we're back. We appreciate it. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to follow if this is your first time. Do us a favor and go back and comment in the comment section. If you're on YouTube or Rumble or Twitter watching right now, comment. Leave us a comment in the comment section. We do like to go back and read that. And make sure you're sharing this show far and wide. What?
Oh my.
What?
Mr. Producer just sent me a thing. He says SpongeBob starts fire underwater.
That's true, he does.
Oh, I love you, person.
That's clever.
Anyway, all right. Todd, you want to keep taking us through the chats here?
I'm caught up. Son of David, 83. I really enjoyed the show yesterday. Is that a preview of the new show?
It's not a preview of the new show, but it is. And I want to thank you guys. There's a lot of positive comments about the sermon the other day. But it is going to be a new thing we do that when I do preach somewhere, we're gonna air it on the channels for you guys to be able to see it as well. So
Cool. Wendy McGroin from McGroin Nation. McGroin Nation wants to support you via a future Rumble raid. Graham, you need to please make sure your raid option is turned on in your Rumble settings.
Okay. All right. I'll look into it.
Y'all know what that is? No. Because I do.
I think it's something that you can share.
Okay,
live
so
chat
like
audiences
McGroin Nation has their own page on Rumble, and they're on it like literally all day, and so they can initiate a raid on whatever show they want, and everybody that's in their chat comes to whatever show that is chat. So it's pretty cool little thing Rumble started doing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And it'll notify us we're being raided. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll check into that and make sure that we got that. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very nice.
I know. I don't know. That's interesting terminology, but I'm here for it.
All right, from Pastor Scott. Part 1, I believe everything we are seeing is what I believe is the spirit of the Antichrist setting up for Ezekiel 38 war. I believe he needs America out of the way before he moves against Israel.
That's possible. Yeah, I mean, I could see that for sure.
theory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, America doesn't make it, guys. Like it doesn't. So
we don't win this. Like we don't win. Again, Pastor Scott, part 2, and it doesn't help that Christians are silent and won't stand up for God's commands and our worldview. Evil prevails when good people remain silent.
Amen.
Correct. 100% agree. Absolutely, yes.
From Bat Prame, don't forget the Willis won the Democratic bid for DA. What do you think this does to her election?
I don't know, man. Georgia's weird. I mean,
I think it tanks it. That's what I'm hearing.
Atlanta, man.
I used to think that there was no way, dude, but Georgia, the past 2 election cycles has just been such a disappointment to humanity. And I'm sorry, if you live in Georgia, you can get butthurt all you want to, but you can't argue.
Yeah, but again, don't forget that she took grant money from children. It's not just this one thing.
Well, I
slept with the prosecutor. They're all morally corrupt. Yeah, but they're all morally corrupt. I think it tanks from what I'm hearing. I think.
All right. Anyway, the Wolf 092. Speaking of college football, I hate Georgia as well.
Yeah.
That's right.
Todd, I sent you a cool Roll Tide post yesterday on IG. Thought of you guys. Go Noles. Love you guys. Thank you for coming back to the AM.
Well, roll tide. But yes, we're super glad to be back. Thank you guys for coming back. Very strong for us coming back. So we appreciate it.
This is a good question. K-Bender91, could Trump go back and sue New York after all this BS?
I don't know if a president of the United States can go and sue for a personal thing against him while he's president. I don't know. There's something weird about that. Like when you're president, things that happened before you were a president, like can't be tried until you're not president anymore. So I honestly, that's something I don't know. I would have to look into that, but I will look into that because now I'm curious.
Yeah. Jerry GB 2316. So happy to start my morning 6 a.m. with Dear American Family. Thanks, you guys. Rock. Wow. Trump just has to say, I don't identify as a convicted felon.
Nice. Jerry.
There was a viral clip once upon a time. I think it was Officer Daniels that did it. And it was like he got pulled over. And it's like license and registration. It's like, do you have your license? He's like, no, but I identify as someone who does. Yeah, like, do you have your registration? No, but I identify as somebody who does.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Striker J. VP list is to distract and get the Dems to focus on the wrong people. Announce who it really is later. No time to bury them in the sand. Military does this to catch bad people. We did it to catch Saddam. I remember that, bro. I was there. I remember that. I do remember that. That is very true.
Super fast. One of my favorite teachers, who will remain unnamed, sent me a text and we were talking about this, and she thinks that it's going to be Tulsi as the VP pick. That way he gains libertarian votes and more women. So we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Somebody said final answer is Chuck Norris on YouTube.
I'm down. I'm completely down with that. 100% down with that. Bat Prame, Wesley Hunt for VP or his female lawyer.
I know Wesley, but no, I don't see it.
Yeah, we know Wesley.
And Alina Habba, I don't see that. I don't see that either.
No.
I just because again,
she's a lawyer,
and she's also like New York, like Brooklyn, and all that other kind of stuff. I mean, we're talking again. The issue, if Trump has one flaw with the voters, I'm telling you, and you cannot believe me all you want to, it is suburban housewives that are center left or center right, on the fence, undecided either way.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be somebody that can convince more than not to go vote for Donald Trump.
Yep, agreed.
True. Mira Jesse 88. Alinsky's rules for radicals. Make the enemy live up to its own book of rules. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm with Todd. Lock 'em up.
Nice.
Hallelujah, sister.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Hallelujah. Oh, let's see. Alicia Victoria 88. Graham and Alyssa would love to hear your adoption story. I'm a bio mom and I've never heard that. Bio mom?
That's very common terminology in
Never
adoption.
heard it. Bio mom and love it when people tell me to put money where my mouth is. Already did, and all life is precious.
All life is precious.
Amen
I think
to
we're
that.
planning on sharing that on the new podcast. 'Cause
Literally
it's
never
a longer
heard.
story.
Yeah,
But we would love to share it. And we're excited actually to share it because it's a beautiful story of a 6-year process. So
You say bio mom, I think biomechanical.
nope, bio mom, bio dad. Very common in DSS world and also in adoption world.
I got nothing.
And awesome for every life is precious. Yes.
This is
totally.
just like the nerd version of me today. Sorry,
It is.
guys.
It's very scary. I don't know how I feel about it.
We're all embarrassed for you at this point.
That's just who I am, guys. I'm a nerd. I can't help it.
Next.
Do you think they are? I'm sorry. From what Russell W.K. Knudsen. Do you think they will jail President Donald J. Trump?
Yes.
I think they will. But,
Yes.
but from everything I'm hearing, I think it's only going to be at least just for like a day or something. That's what I keep hearing.
I think yes, and then house arrest at Mar-a-Lago.
Yep, they want that picture of him in
That's what I
jail.
think.
That's 100%.
Yep.
It's all PR. I mean, all political. So.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I don't think they did all of this to slap him with a fine and be done. Like, there's
I
something at play.
think there is a part of me that thinks that they just did it for that reason. Because have you seen like the billboards they've already put up that's got like random people on it saying I will not vote for a convicted felon? They're everywhere now. Like, so they
not
had
bad.
this PR campaign out like quick. So
I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll see. Straight Street 6.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
nope,
Lord.
not doing it.
We're not reading the name just
Even
because.
though in the chat last time she did this, she's like, it's not what you think it means,
Well,
guys.
you
but
need to
still.
adjust. It's not good. Just because Trump 2024 on YouTube. Thank you.
Straight
She may work
Street.
with animals.
Sure, she does.
Yeah, that's cute.
Serious, I love
That's
beavers.
adorable. That's
I
adorable.
do.
All right, next.
We have one in our neighborhood.
I got
Straight.
no comment.
Straight Street
You don't love
6.
beavers? Everybody loves
We
them.
got to read the question, people.
What?
You too.
I'm
We
trying
gotta
to.
mute you guys.
Me? I said no comment. Did you hear what your wife said?
He doesn't listen to me.
Next question.
Straight Street 6. Did you see the Biden administration authorize Ukraine to attack Russia, and Ukraine apparently hit a Russian military base? Thoughts? Not only did they hit them with our weapons.
Well, yeah, we talked about it in depth. That at the same time the Trump convention happened, Biden authorized Ukraine to use our weapons, and for the first time, Putin the other day acknowledged America as a direct threat to Russia. In a press conference statement. So I'm telling you, World War III is coming, man. You guys keep
Right around the
ignoring
corner.
it all you want to. All right,
Thank
next.
God I'm animanium. Okay. Hortensia 08. Hortensia 08. People getting bird flu is not new. They get it from working with infected birds on their feces, but they can usually use antiviral meds to treat them. Okay.
That's true.
We're not saying, I'm telling you, it's just the play for, remember, COVID was you could have it and not know that you have it.
Yeah.
Again, they locked us down for 3 years over it. All right, next.
Biggie 92678. Don't y'all think it's weird that a Mexican president is Jewish? No, I think it's hilarious.
Wow, aren't they like transgender and stuff too?
Oh yeah, she's extremely progressive. Like very, 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 very. Now she's not transgender, but her name is
crazy.
Claudia.
She like swore in with the Mexican flag and then the transgender flag behind her.
I am embarrassed to say that I have no idea who she is.
Yeah,
Even though
I love
I'm
it.
Mexican, I'm like, I was surprised as everybody else was. That
Tony's
she was
like,
like,
what?
Tony,
I was like, what? Who is
Where
that?
were you born?
What?
Me?
Yeah, where were you born?
Oh, I was born in California.
Okay, then why be embarrassed? You're not.
Well,
a Mexican.
because everybody's like, it's like all the people who always would come to the restaurant. It's like, hey man, I just got back from Mexico, man. It was great. I was like, awesome. I'm from California. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you telling me you don't know everybody in Mexico?
Yeah,
that's great.
What the
That's
heck?
great. That's
Dude,
like
they used to
so
do
disappointing.
that in the Army to us.
Army. All the time. Hey, do you know Sergeant?
My brother's in the Army. Do you know him?
You know Sergeant
Exactly.
Stratford? I'm like, no, I've never. Where's he
No.
from? Oh, he lives in Washington.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the military. Yeah. Do you know so and so? No.
that's true.
What unit is he in? Oh, he got out in '97. It's like, okay, cool. I was 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost him in Vietnam. Did you ever meet him?
All right, next.
Hortensia.
Questions today. I like it.
Also, I've been listening to Graham since the beginning. Don't comment often, but you guys are some of my favorite people. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it very
Appreciate
much. That's
that.
awesome.
Striker J again. Any virus. Rochester, New York News interviewed Amish man. Amish man states COVID doesn't affect our community. News lady said, why do you feel that way? Amish man says, because we don't have TV. She was done.
Oh!
That was
Love it.
great.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. My
Thanks for
brain had to
sharing
my
that.
brain had
Was
to
that
catch
the
up
last
with my
one?
mouth. That
Was
was
that
it.
what a
My
way
brain-
to
Drop the
end
mic.
it.
My
All
brain had
right,
to catch
ladies and
up.
gentlemen, that is the last episode of the week, but we are back Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, back in our lovely time spot. I will say, although it is harder, getting ready in the morning, there's just something that feels, it feels right being in this time slot, being back here. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Make sure to hit that like button. If this is your first time watching, make sure to hit the follow button. Please go back right now and leave us a comment in the comment section. We do so love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you have the ability to share this far and wide, because I'm sure we've offended a multitude of people today, especially during the Star Wars segment. Send it to a Trekkie. Anyway.
That's different.
I know, but they hate Star Wars.
They
That's
hate
why I
each
said
other.
send it to a Trekkie. They'll be happy. Okay. Alyssa, say goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Have a good weekend.
All right. Tony?
Before I sign off, can I ask for a little prayer for my mom? She's a little sick right now again. I talked to her last night. She's not feeling all too well. She's still dealing with her carcinoma. And also, I want to say congratulations to my nephew and my nephew Andrew and his girlfriend Carly. They just had a baby girl last night. She's healthy. So, well, yeah,
Like
I just,
oh my
just
gosh,
congratulations to you guys.
Congratulations, y'all.
And
That's so
welcome
exciting.
to Sleepless Nights.
Yes,
So-
welcome. It's a great time of delirium.
And hasta Monday.
And we're praying for your mom.
Thank you.
Still praying for her.
All right, Todd. Say goodbye.
Later, guys. Go Celtics.
Nerd.
Oh, hold on. Wait, real quick. Celtics in what?
Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 6. Todd
Celtics in
says, okay, are you going to do anything if the Celtics lose? You want to put any bet out there for the audience real quick?
Well, I mean, are there any Mavericks fans in the chat right now?
Well, I
mean,
don't know.
I've been looking like
I
don't
made
see any.
Super Bowl picks and was willing to put on a Mahomes jersey if the Eagles lost, and I had to.
Look, let me back up. I'll be proud to wear a Luka jersey. Don't get me wrong. That dude's a beast.
Yeah,
I'd be
Luka's
proud,
awesome.
and he don't care. He's like a honey badger. He'll say whatever. He don't care.
Okay. McGroins are saying Mavericks in 5.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay, well then you gotta. All right, so
Then
put
we'll
something
make
out there. Make a bet. What happens if?
Make a bet.
What happens? If let's see if the McGroin Nation will take you up on it. If Celtics win,
Shave the beard. Can't do that. Sorry.
no. If Celtics win,
ain't
McGroin Nation what donates to a charity you want? What?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
And
Well,
if
let's see if they'll take it real quick. They need to comment that they'll
Yeah.
take that bet. But what
Yeah, I
what
can't-
are you
guys,
going to do?
I can't shave my beard because Kendra will kill me. I'm sorry. I will die.
All right, so you're gonna buy. You got to buy something Mavericks and wear it for a month.
Ooh, a month.
That's what you did to Zach back in the day. You told him that he had to wear it.
Okay, deal. I'll do it.
All
I'll
right,
do
well,
it.
hold on. Let's see if McGroins are.
Do y'all accept? Well, Wendy said we are a nonprofit, so yeah, donate to yourself.
No, that doesn't work. You got to donate to Todd's choice.
Yeah, my choice, and you're going to donate to the Todd Spears Make-A-Wish Foundation.
No, you're
That's
not.
That.
Nope.
That's not what. I have to spend my money on a hat.
We'll let them think on it. We'll
Todd,
let them think
y'all
on it.
think
Give
on
us
it.
an answer on Monday.
Okay, there you go. Nuke said, "I'll buy you a shirt, a Celtics shirt." Deal.
Hey,
Deal.
Todd.
Okay.
Dallas
Deal.
in 6, buddy. Dallas in 6.
Ooh, even Tony's betraying
Dallas
you.
in 6. Dude, how can you go for the Celtics? Well, me, I don't like the Celtics because I'm a,
I
I'm a
don't-
Lakers fan.
I don't
so
like
no.
basketball, so I got no
I got
skin in the
nothing. I
game.
don't
So
either.
I'll go with Todd's team. All right, let's pray this thing out. Here we go. Man, it's so hot in here today.
It's hot.
Feels good where I'm at.
All right, dear Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for this amazing week. We thank you for the audience sticking with us while we try to figure things out. It's a blessing what we get to do, and I think sometimes we all forget that, and I think sometimes we need a reminder that even though it's tiresome and all the above, it is a blessing what we get to do, and we're thankful that. Dear Lord, we pray for Tony's mom. We pray for healing there. What we know that you know exactly what's going to happen with all of us, and we know that your healing hand can cover us, Lord, and we pray for that. Lord, for anybody listening, we know that it's fun to talk about politics, but people are struggling with real things, real issues, anxiety, depression, fear, Lord. Spirit of fear is overtaking people worldwide, and it just keeps spreading over and over again. Marriages are falling apart, addiction, and the list goes on and on, but we know through you all things can be healed. Lord, we cannot end the show without saying there may be some people watching right now that do not know you, but they're ready. They're ready to invite you into their life. And there may be people right now that have done it before, but need a refresh, Lord. So I invite them to pray the prayer that I pray every single morning. And dear Lord, we pray that you forgive us of our sins, both known and unknown. Dear Lord, I ask you to make my heart new today and every single day moving forward. I don't want you just as the Savior of my life, but the Lord of my life. Lord, from this moment forward, every footstep, every step that I take is in the footsteps of the way that you want me to go. Lord, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy, and we thank you for your love of sending your only son, Jesus, to die on the cross for us. Lord, today we are made new. And from this moment forward, You are the Lord of our lives. We thank you. We love you. And all God's people said,
Amen. All right, before you go, challenge accepted. The McGroin Nation, I have to dye my beard blue. Challenge accepted.
Oh,
challenge accepted.
All right, there we go. Well, I'm definitely going to be watching now.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, all right. So Todd's going to dye his beard blue, and the McGroin Nation are going to buy Todd a Celtics
jersey
championship
this
shirt.
Blue has, there you go, championship shirt. That'll work.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, that's it, guys. Make sure to hit that like button and comment below. I'm Graham Allen. As always, stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.
Oh, Jesus.